Here's welcome to my next video. So today I'm talking about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I'm also the Minecraft server. Oh, here. I'm also on the Minecraft server. Mind I pushed God and gave myself a bunch of random crap, and I want to make a really terrible looking house. So let me just. It's my house. Again, I wanted to make a really bad looking one. So here we go. Who I am. Scan. There you do. Anyways, yeah. So I put a bunch of crap across the world here, like that. That's the server. And you gotta have the daylight center on the roof, you know. Looks so bad, but it's kind of funny. Look up. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. In my opinion, the worst movie ever to exist. They ruined Winnie the Pooh. Now, I'm going to talk about why. Before I do that, what is your earliest memory? For me, it was I was in a black stroller. We were going to Target. My parents saying something. I don't know what they said. At the time, I think I understood what they said, but over time, I just forgot. We're going to Target. It was raining. It was like midday or something like that. Yeah, that's my always remember. And I remember them saying like to close my thing so I didn't get wet or something. I think that's what they said, like something like that. Oh, and I almost forgot. This is the card. Looks nice and pretty. Oh, so that is the things for today. For this here video. So, Minecraft, I'm talking quickly about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Now, this movie had 3% critic score, and on Rotten Tomatoes, I think had 55%, 53 or something like that. This is one of the few times I agree with a critic review over Rotten Tomatoes. I generally think this is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. Before that, it was Halloween 3, right? To put it into perspective of how much I hate this movie. If you haven't seen Halloween 3, go watch it. It's the best thing ever. Go watch the video. Also, I might be a little bit loud, so let me lower that. Okay, I think this might be a bit better. But the Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. This is why I started over here. Where's my coordinates? Oh, far. But yeah, so Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, a tragic game, not game, movie. Well, Winnie the Pooh, they thought it was a good idea to make the most beloved Disney cartoon ever a horror villain. And another, I think the idea was to make it more similar to the original story, which I never read the original story. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It was stupid because obviously they didn't stick with the Disney version because obviously he didn't have a red shirt. Which I think in the original story wasn't he like just a brown teddy bear or something? He was naked. He wasn't wearing clothes. It was just like a brown teddy bear. Because in this, he's wearing like overalls and stuff. That doesn't. It fit with how the movie was going, but I hated it completely. That wasn't the worst part though at all. They also made him super like Michael Myers. He's strange. They gave him some ridiculous abilities he did in this thing. They start off with the movie with this cool kind of like drawn out pictures, which I kind of really liked. I thought it was a cool thing, especially for like a horror film. It's a cool way to start. It was off, good start. Then it's a Chris Robin left to college, so they all had to start. And at first, I'm like, why did they do that? That doesn't make much sense. Like, why would? Well, they survived here way before that. I guess there was a dry lake. Well, we watched the movie for this video, so I guess there was like a storm or something. But like, you think if that was the case, they would have died out earlier. Also, didn't quite explain what they were, which I think it never does. Because originally, isn't aren't they supposed to be more like just like he's schizophrenic, and these are kind of like his like just different mental disorders. Like that's like Eeyore's depression very clearly. I think it's just they said they're weird animal hybrids, but they don't say hybrids of what. They just describe um, Winnie as half bear and Piglet as half pig. So Piglet's a guy. I'm sorry, I thought Piglet was a girl. Like all this time, I thought Piglet was a girl, and Piglet's a guy. Whoops. It's been a while since I have seen the original like Disney Winnie the Pooh stuff, but I mean, Eeyore and Tigger are my favorite. They did not have Tigger in this movie, which at first I was confused. Then I found out it was more of just like a licensing release. He wasn't a he wasn't a free to use character, right? Wasn't that. He was more. Oh, sorry, let me. Sorry, this is really pretty. This is really pretty. Why is it pink? But from that vision, that looks really pretty. But he was like a very free to use. Tigger was not a free to use character, so they couldn't use him for the movie. At first, I was like, wow, they probably just didn't want to ruin Tigger too. Like, if you like this movie, by the way, I don't like you. You suck. You're a bad person for liking this movie. Is how strongly I feel about this. You don't understand the point of Winnie the Pooh. Like, he's not a bad guy. He never is. He's one of the most wholesome characters ever in all fiction. Is Winnie the Pooh. Sorry, I was teasing. That's kind of funny. So the Minecraft, no, it says the desktop audio is not picking up the Minecraft music. The microphone is. So that means I should lower this a bit. Okay, that's good. Okay, so they killed Eeyore in the beginning. They didn't even show his death. They just said they're hungry. And Eeyore, pay the price, whatever the crap how they worded it. They killed Eeyore, and Eeyore's like the best one. Like generally, I felt heartbroken. Like Eeyore, Tigger, and Winnie the Pooh have always been my favorite of those characters like ever. Like I like the other ones up, but those two, just something special about them. I don't know, it's because Tigger is ADHD, right? Maybe it's because I relate to him. As I got older, I kind of appreciated Eeyore more. Of course, I was like, I found him just like a joyous character. But I think as I got older, I appreciated his character more. Same with Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is always my favorite. He's like the main one though, so it's kind of like hard to not have him. Be like, oh my god, he's my favorite. It's kind of hard. But they mentioned Owl, and they didn't. I assumed Owl died throughout the movie. Is what I assumed because they didn't mention him after that. It was just they mentioned Owl, Piglet, and Winnie the Pooh killed Eeyore. Kind of got like a taste of that blood, right? They ate him. They lived. They got a taste of that blood, which was like okay. That I mean, Winnie the Pooh's a bear, but like piglets, pigs eat anything though. But owls, owl, no, doesn't make sense. Owl's an owl. Anyways, so low budget movie, very clearly. We're right. The guy who played Christopher Robin was the best actor in the entire movie. Like he acted his butt off. Just I feel bad for him because it's such a bad movie. All of the other actresses, terrible. Obviously, they had also they couldn't speak thing. Um, for Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, they're not allowed to speak. Um, they're not allowed to. Like that, they had their vow to not speak, or whatever it was. Then, so I was watching Megan by the way again. Like this is another I'm watching Megan movie because we were like we gotta watch this movie. Like Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. My friend Brandon mentioned it. And I think I'm like, I'm kind of want to see this. Like I had my hopes kind of high. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have had my hopes high for this movie. It was terrible, not fun, sucked in every way. It was non enjoyable. There was so watching getting this movie, we get introduced to the main girl, right? And I'm pretty sure talking about the first I'm like I think that's connected to the story. Then it kind of wasn't, which I kind of liked that her story had nothing to do with what was going on. It was this is her background. You get to know this character, get attached, and then she just happens to end up in this area, which I'm like kind of like that. Um, as I just saying, like she's a character who's connected to this. It's just a random girl and her friends, which a lot of horror stuff do that. Michael Myers originally did that, and he got fixated on this random girl. That was the original story. So it was for that like changed it like a million times to make it fit. I don't know. Again, that's what it is. I there's some girls I liked a little bit more than like they're all I kind of all blended them together. There was like the trying to remember them all. So there was the social media girl. There was the girls who I guess was her best friend, the girl with glasses. Then there was a girl couple. Which one of them I liked, the other one was like okay. But the one I liked was probably my favorite character in the movie. That's maybe Christopher Robin and that girl kind of were good. And they killed like a random girl. I forgot her. Again, I don't remember any of the girls' names. So I'm gonna refer to them how we just said. There's main girl, glasses girl, um, cool girl, not cool girl, then social media chick, who's kind of annoying as well. She was actually really annoying. But when they first showed, you got to see. So they also had Chris Robin's wife, who I think was pretty cool. I liked the character. Showtime saw her because Winnie the Pooh killed her right away. Then it seemed he killed him too. Chris Robin like right away. I'm like, wow, if only all horror movies ended like this, instant end. Obviously, it was just like the prologue or beginning or whatever. Oh, as with this movie, you get to see all these characters. So I try to play and talk at the same time for me. So you gotta learn these characters, kind of all their tropes. They're all very trope-ish, right? You have the main girl, the girl you're supposed to relate to. The glasses girl, who's the best friend. The couple. There's a couple. There's usually also, it's usually a guy and a girl, but there's two girls which I'm okay with. So there's the couple. That was their difference of the trope. It's two girls instead of a guy and a girl. It was. Then you have the social media person who tends to be a girl anyways. Which for their friend group it makes sense that it is all girls though, because they're all going camp together, and I guess it would be a little bit weird to go on guys as well. So I can, I can see that. Really, the only guys in this movie were Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, and Christopher Robin. Because again, Owl just was not in the rest of the movie. Didn't show up. Assumed Owl also got eaten at one point. And I think they also had the gravestone for Eeyore as well. Um, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that was. So I'm gonna watch this. Okay, so it was interesting. Then there's like a redhead chick who was Odara. They ripped off her shirt, and of course they had the nudity scene. Of course, for no reason. They didn't have to do that. That annoyed me. Cause I'm like, bro, I don't want to see that. Like, I'm okay. That really annoyed me. Um, because they had to make it the rated R rating, which I didn't think a lot of horror movies do better in rated R. But like I think Five Nights at Freddy's should have been rated R, and this should have been PG-13. PG-13 horror movie. Like I think each one of them would have been much better like that. They don't have that random nudity. Like we didn't need that. That's pointless. So I don't know. What I mean. There's also that one guy who like the weird gas station place. There's like one guy's like, oh, kind of creepy dude, and I was like, okay. He's just a weirdo. But he acts like weird. Like I don't even think it was that. I think it was just her paranoia of what she went through. Because obviously she went through kind of something a little traumatic. Um, Her backstory was interesting too, and I think it fit with how they're doing this movie. So overall, backstory wise, they just hit it good. They hit the backstory good. Um, you definitely, like I said, when we first saw the Winnie the Pooh outfit, right? It was very clearly just a guy in a suit. Was it was generally just not anything cool with it at all. It was a dude in a suit. It looked terrible. His mouth barely moved. Anyway, they kind of, I feel like they did that to get away from him talking. They had the no talking thing to get away with the suit. Terrible. Then when we eventually see Piglet, it's probably it's not okay. Maybe it's not as bad, but it's still bad. Like Winnie the Pooh suit should have even been a little bit fluffy. If they're not doing the teddy bear thing, if they're doing a hybrid thing. And his face still should have been like a little bit furry. It wasn't. It was smooth as a baby's butt. Like it was disgusting. Then we eventually get to kind of see though what happened to Christopher Robin, that they have him hung up, tortured. Winnie was whipping him with hair. What the crap? First, I'm like that he is incredibly strong, clearly already, like very clearly. Why is he so strong? Whipping with hair is not possible. Not like that. Granted, it looked very painful. I don't want to watch that. It looks gross. But then obviously you had the just a skull at the background, which I think was the wife. Um, and he was eating. Wasn't he like mixing the blood with honey and eating it? Wasn't that the thing? I don't remember because they let some people live and some people not, which was a little weird. Uh, I think they killed the people who. I don't know why. Christopher Robin, it makes sense. They wanted to torture him, make him suffer. But I don't know. Whatever. I'll get into that. So then goes into it. Granted, this movie did have me wanting to know what happened. Props to them. Still was a crap movie. It wasn't even the low budget movies that are good. This was just crap. This is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. I when the sequel comes out, I'm watching it though. People are also talking about just genuinely how much good this movie was. It's such a good movie. It was so perfect. Can't wait for the sequel. It looks even better than the first one. Shut up. I don't care about your opinions. Like, no, this is not a good movie. If this is a good movie, you have a bad taste in movies. It was just an excuse. They didn't have to do Winnie the Pooh, but they only did to get people entertained. To get pull people into it. They could have done any other thing that they would have been better. They could have just had a new thing. Made something new. Be original. They didn't. It wasn't fun. It was crap. It was the worst thing ever. It was good into it. You get the whole, Michael Myers shot, some standing in the back, or Jason Voorhees shot, some standing in the background, being menacingly. The social media chick was like, whatever. It just continued. Of course she died. I don't care. I didn't like. She was annoying. That was the point where I'm like, okay, you deserve your death. However you die, you deserve it. And they, I don't know how they did this next effect, by the way. So, sorry, my thing turned off for a second. I don't know how they did the effect of like, could they running over the car and like, popping out. I don't know how they did that, but that was really cool. I wouldn't say cool. It was I don't know how they did it, but it was interesting. Right? I'm curious on how they did that for such a low budget movie too, because they didn't do like they only did pretty much any almost free special effects, like, at least really cheap special effects. Like, so then eventually, they killed that girl. They killed the girl I like, right? They drowned her. Did they drown her or did they hit her with a hammer? I don't remember. And the other girl they went and took, the girl I didn't like, took her and hung her up. Then when they went to go find her, they heard a scream. That sounded like a girl scream. But they went and found Christopher Robin to go scream. And then there's the other girl behind him, which is probably the one that screamed. But her eye was, because she was the one, she was the girl that was in the beginning of the movie that showed up for a little bit. Yeah. I don't know what happened to her husband, but he's probably dead. He probably did die. Yeah, he probably died. Because wasn't she was the guy, and he probably died. But yeah, obviously the girl, they had a gun for some reason. They went out. The girl was like, "Why are you, Piglet?" Shot it in the air. Then when Piglet finally appeared, and they're walking around the campfire staring at each other. She's shooting him. They're out of bullets already. You had one bullet in that gun. Are you kidding me? One bullet. That's it. If you're gonna defend yourself with a gun, have more than one bullet. Have that gun filled, and don't leave it in the desk with bullets in it, please. Like have the bullet made like in like a little thing next to it or something. Like I don't know, but that wasn't safe. That's not gun safety. Oh, that's gun safety. Anyways, so there was that. Right. Terrible, terrible. They obviously that girl died. When the Pooh came up and like strangled her or something. I don't know how she killed her. Piglet, they did get it down. Like when the Pooh was chasing, I think the main girl or something, and I forgot. I'm trying to remember what happened. Yeah, I think it was chasing the main girl, and the other girl killed Piglet and then bashed his head in and stuff. Um, yeah, like he killed Piglet. His head then like eventually Piglet would just stop moving his head up, and I was like, okay, cool. They killed Piglet. Finally, one of them died. I'm trying to think of how they're gonna kill Winnie the Pooh. That's normal movie logic. That's what they would have done. But yeah, they didn't do that. So I'm just gonna try wrapping this up now. So Winnie the Pooh, they kept trying to kill, and eventually Winnie the Pooh got the other guy out of the car. Because I guess Winnie the Pooh's like immortal. No, no, no. So they tried to get away, and they found these the four guys. One of the guys was the person at the gas station. They're like, "What are you doing this?" I was like, "You scaring them? What are you?" He's like, "You're just a creep. What are you doing to these girls? Like, generally good people. Honestly, this is the best characters in the movie." They went out there. They had the shortest 20-minute staring contest. I swear to God, annoying. We literally fast forwarded that part because it was so annoying. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not waiting. It was. There's a few parts where I passed. I don't remember what the other part was. But then then and then Megan was like, "Can I just fast forward?" I'm like, "Yes." Then finally get the part, and eventually they started beating him. It was actually it looked like it was doing damage, and then maybe it was like 20 feet tall or something like that. Just boom, your face is off. Like what the crap, dude? That's not cool. Strength, I'm like, okay, whatever. But that was like that's not fun. That's boring. Like what he doesn't. Why doesn't he do that the rest of the movie when they're fighting him and taking him on? Like there's other parts where he should have done that. Maybe he never had to or something. I don't know. But like he probably could have easily killed his guys if he was just tanking all this stuff like crazy. And the girls tried to hit him in the car or whatever. Like Winnie was on top of the car. I forgot. They got him on or so, I forgot what happened. But somehow the car was like not moving. Then he took the one girl out and they didn't even see it. And he just lifted her head and threw her on the car. And she's windshield wipe it off. That was a cool bit of visual gag. I like that, but they didn't show the death, which is not a big thing, but whatever. Then Chris Robin came out, cursed at this man, rammed him into with the car, thought he died. And then like, this is the part of the movie that has the final scare, and then you blast his head. Just Scream if you don't get the reference. It's a Scream reference. Like literally they talk about that Scream. That's a reference. As a reference, Scream references. No, it's a part where they had their final. Oh! So Winnie the Pooh killed. Well, he got out. He took the girl. His mom was like, take me instead." And the girl was like, "No, it's fine, or whatever." She's even though she was trying to fight it still. He killed her, of course. Then it Christopher Robin, which, engine how that's how they end the movie. Okay, room for a second one, but I was really hoping they would never make a second one because it's such a crap movie. Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2. Isn't it coming out today or something like that? Like, bro, like a few days where it's gonna be in theaters or something, and Piglet's still alive, so it's out. They're gonna be in it. Tigger's gonna be in it because it's a free to use character now. And before I was mentioning, Winnie the Pooh actually said a word. Piglet said a word too. I don't remember what it said. The Piglet, I guess, or Winnie the Pooh. One of them told the girl their names. Um, and then Piglet and Pooh, like that's what they told her. But Winnie the Pooh said a final word that if I was like take me and sentence up, the Winnie the Pooh says no, and it kills him. I'm like, now you talk. Which I know they set up the fucking thing, but again, no mouth moving. It's not. But yeah, that's the movie. Have a second one coming out with Winnie the Pooh chirp talking through the trailer. I'm just gonna video there because I'm genuinely even talking about it. So like, subscribe, turn notifications, and if you because I barely post, so you want to catch my content. And I'll see you guys all the time. Okay, bye. All right, that's what I'm leaving it. Okay, see you, pals.